Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode of Heritage Railway News. This is your channel for anything in regards to restoration projects, mainline movements, steam galas and so much more. Coming up this week, anticipated return of steam locomotive? Yes, so the owners of number 2012 Peckett Teddy have provided an update on the locomotive's overhaul. Plans announced for 2 manors. Yes, so the future looks to have been confirmed for both 7812 Erlestoke Manor and 7802 Bradley Manor. And workhorse locomotive heading for a new home. Yes, so Ajax is set to leave the Isle of Wight steam railway very soon as it heads to its new line. All this and more coming up. Yeah, welcome back to Heritage Railway News, and the first topic I want to talk about today is all to do with 2012 Peckett Teddy and its overhaul update. So yes, the owners of Peckett number 2012 Teddy have posted an update on the locomotive, which is currently undergoing an overhaul. Following a change of premises, work has focused on the boiler, with Matt at Heritage Engineers Limited carrying out the work. The boiler inspector is due soon to carry out a mid-work inspection. When this has been completed, Teddy's front tube plates can be riveted back on. The clack pad has also been riveted on. This was previously fixed in place by castellated nuts. Early plans indicate that an outer frame steam test can take place before the end of the year, and this can be dispatched to Shackerstone, the battlefield line, in 2025, so this all should realistically mean that Teddy is back in steam in early 2025. So yeah, really great news there for 2012 Teddy. Another little Peckett to see come back in steam. Really looking forward to. Stunning little Peckett from pictures I've seen as well. In fact, it's going to go to the battlefield line. Make sure you get down to the battlefield line early 2025. But that's thumbs up. Another steam locomotive back in action. On to the next piece of news. So yeah, the next piece of news I want to talk about is all to do with the news that has come out from the Erlestoke Manor Fund Group and their announced plans for the 2 manor locomotives. So yes, the group that own 2 manor locomotives, 7812 Erlestoke Manor and 7802 Bradley Manor, with the latter soon to return to service following a full overhaul. When 78012 is fully serviceable, the locomotives will take up residence at the Severn Valley Railway to become their roving ambassadors at the Severn Valley Railway. Meanwhile, 7812 will return to the West Somerset Railway in a deal with the railway from May 2025 until the end of 2027. The fund says this offer is the best outcome and means both manors will see regular operation over the next few years, meaning sufficient income is available to support their next overhauls and the overhaul of Prairie number 5164. 7812 is planned to return to the Severn Valley Railway for Santa operations and will remain at the Severn Valley Railway up until their spring gala, set to take place between the 18th and the 21st of April 2025, before heading to the West Somerset Railway. So yeah, Erlestoke Manor looks to be set to be going to the Severn Valley Railway. It will be there for their spring gala, which obviously the date's there, the 18th to the 21st of April next year, and it's actually going to be there hopefully for the Santa operations this year as well. So if you do fancy a manor and you fancy seeing Santa Claus at the same time, you can tick off the best of both worlds there. So make sure you check out the Severn Valley Railway's website for obviously the further ticket operations and everything. But really plus fun news that we're obviously going to see the 2 manor classes back in service very soon, and for a good few years to come yet. So yeah, the final piece of news I want to talk about is all to do with the little workhorse Ajax, and it's finally and sadly bidding a fond farewell to the Isle of Wight Steam Railway, and it's finally found a new home to go to. So yes, the 1918 built Barclay locomotive Ajax has found a new home in the West Midlands after a fond farewell from its current home at the Isle of Wight Steam Railway. Having been on the Isle of Wight Steam Railway for more than 50 years, the 060T tank locomotive has found a new home at the Northampton and Lamport Railway. Ajax was facing being put in storage due to it being surplus to requirements with the recent arrival at Haydock, which is on loan from the National Trust, and for the fact that Ajax realistically had run for many years but in recent years had just been stored in the train story there on the island in the museum. The transfer of Ajax to the Northampton and Lamport Railway was agreed at a nominal sum, and it is planned for the locomotive to be used on the 2-mile line in the Midlands. So yeah, it's really sad to obviously see it leave the island. I was only there literally back in the summer. Obviously you get to step inside the cab there and obviously have a look inside. It's a really nice display piece in there, but at the same time it's a shame to see it gathering dust, obviously sitting there in the museum doing nothing. So for the fact obviously that Northampton and Lampstone Railway can get it overhauled and then get it back in operation is probably the best of both worlds for both the parties involved there. So you know, it's a bittersweet moment. I'm going to miss seeing it in the train story when I next go to Haven Street, but at the same time I can understand, and obviously it's far better to see this locomotive back in steam. And finally, the last thing I want to talk about is all to do with the iconic Glasgow Clockwork Orange subway carriages, and for the fact that literally a last minute deal has come in and at least half of them have now been saved and will be on their way to brand new homes. So yes, Glasgow's iconic Clockwork Orange subway carriages are on the move after being saved from scrap heap in a last minute deal. The 1980 Metro Camel trains were due to be melted down at the end of August if a buyer could not be found. However, a rail industry lawyer working with the city MSP, Paul Sweeney, managed to save around half of the iconic cars, which are now being transported to new homes. Former University of Glasgow student and train enthusiast Ben Denton Cardew lined up clients including film companies, rail heritage sites and schools interested in preserving the iconic carriages. The 27-year-old from Suffolk, who saved from some mohair seats from the old trains, told Glasgow Live, "It's a bittersweet moment. I think it's put in over 1,000 hours of my own time into saving these trains. There were a lot of rules surrounding how we transport them, which has been difficult. They're very safety conscious and it's an expensive operation, much more so than cars or buses." So yes, the famous carriages were listed for sale for community and non-profit organisations at a cost of £5,000, subject to transport arrangements being organised. Ben added in the post of his own, "We've moved the old Glasgow trains this week to their new homes. Give us a wave if you see us on the road." So yeah, really good news about, like I say, the iconic Glasgow's Clockwork Orange carriages there, subway stock. Really good news that half of them can be preserved and obviously going to just go for a different life now. Not potentially at railway heritage sites, more like non-profit organisations, and I know there was mentions of schools, things like that. So who knows what sort of projects will lie in store for them. Obviously they were replaced by the modern stock back in July, but I believe the one that completed the very last loop, I think it's carriage 128, I believe that unit was then stored at the Glasgow Transport Museum. So obviously if these hadn't been saved, there would have only been one in the Glasgow Transport Museum. Wouldn't have been able to see any others, but it does sound like you might see them pop up here and there. So yeah, that's been another episode of Heritage Railway News. I really hope you've enjoyed that. If you have, please give us a like, comment down below and subscribe. Really helps out that channel. Tick the bell for notifications so you never miss obviously Heritage Railway News when it comes out every Friday. And also please do feel free to contact me on my contact information that you can find obviously in the channel bio, obviously if you think there's anything worth mentioning for next Heritage Railway News. Other than that, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.